The U.S. has killed the second in command of ISIS, and of course, this doesn't necessarily mean that we've solved the problem of terrorism, but it does mean that we did capture and kill one of the most important members of ISIS. Let me give you more details on that. The person that was captured is Haji Imam, and according to The Hill, the operation this week killed him, a senior religious leader who was considered to be in line to succeed ISIS leader Omar al-Baghdadi. He was also the group's finance minister and responsible for external affairs, according to the Defense Secretary Ash Carter. Now, before we get into more details as to what Ash Carter had to say about this, I do want to give him some credit for stating the obvious. This doesn't necessarily solve anything, right? There are people in line to take the second in command's place. So the second we take out a leader, there are other people that, of course, will replace him. Now, Ash Carter also says that removing this ISIS leader will hamper the organization's ability to conduct operations both inside and outside Syria and Iraq. Leaders can be replaced, however. These leaders have been around for a long time. They are senior, they're experienced, and so eliminating them is an important objective and achieves an important result, but they will be replaced.
All right, he's keeping it real on that. Normally I'm skeptical about this because the Bush administration told us approximately 27 times that they'd gotten the number 2 guy in al-Qaeda in Iraq. And then we got a lot of number 2 guys of al-Qaeda overall, except we know that it was Ayman al-Zawahiri, so they never got him. And oftentimes they say, okay, well, that's a good point. The number 3 guy, we got the number 3 guy in al-Qaeda. Now, in this case, I think that what they're saying is more credible, and I'll tell you why. He was already on a list. It wasn't like they made him number 2 in hindsight. He was on a specially designated global terrorist list, and they had already offered $7 million for his capture. So when we're in the $7 million territory, that guy's probably pretty important. And he had a lot of roles. He was a multitasker. Mm-hmm. He was one of their religious leaders. Is there anyone in ISIS who is not a so-called religious leader?
Right, exactly.
Right. He was the group's finance minister, so I'm amused by the idea of Haji Imam being like, hold on. Not done with the taxes yet, okay? April 15th is coming up. Leave me alone. And he was also responsible for external affairs. Mm-hmm. So a lot of hats this guy wore.
Yeah, more importantly,
a lot of turbans he wore. No, that's not right.
He took a leadership role in recruiting young people into ISIS. And so it's good that we captured or we killed someone who took a huge part in recruiting people. But does this, again, like I know I'm being a downer because this is something that should be celebratory, I guess, but it doesn't really solve anything, right? Part of the reason why it's so easy for ISIS to recruit young Muslims is because of the fact that they feel like everyone's against them, right? And our foreign policy where we're killing innocent people, women, children, people at weddings, that kind of stuff is what we should focus on when we want to end the recruitment of people in ISIS.
So you're saying, look, killing from the top down has some benefit because this guy's a super bad guy.
Of course.
But it's better to solve the problem bottom up, and you don't do that by bombing. Right?
That's exactly right. Look, we've been doing this for how long now, right? Mm-hmm. And every single time we think that we're finally making some headway with a terrorist organization or an insurgency, all of a sudden another insurgency pops up and then we're dealing with them, right? Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, now we're dealing with ISIS. Obviously, our foreign policy hasn't worked. I'm not saying like, oh, these are good people, so let's leave them alone. Of course we go after them, but it needs to be more comprehensive. We need to think about ways to get moderate Muslims to be on our side, to work with us and not get recruited by ISIS.
Well, you don't kill an idea with bombs. I mean, this is going on centuries and centuries. So, of course, if we know that there's going to be an ISIS finance chair in our sights, we go after them. I like that we're not doing it with ground troops, but you know, you're not going to contain the replenishment of those we kill by continuing with force. You have to win the war with words, dialogue, and relief.
Yes.
And Republicans certainly don't think that way, and most Democrats don't think that way.
How many more Muslims do we have to kill before they get the message to fucking leave us alone? Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, so Jimmy's joke there is so instructive, right? And it goes to exactly what I was going to say next, Jimmy, right? Which is, okay, we've dropped 23,000 bombs on ISIS. The Air Force says we're running out of bombs. That's how many bombs we've dropped, okay? To be fair, 23,000 bombs on Muslim countries overall in a relatively recent time period. But most of those, 90%, were on ISIS, on Syria and Iraq. Okay, so now of those bombs, we know we got one that worked. We got Haji Imam, right? This guy. We know a second one that worked because very recently, this month, we got Omar the Chechen. He was ISIS defense minister. Again, I thought they were all defense ministers. Like, maybe he was the sole defense minister. Everybody else is an offense minister, right? But great. I'm glad we took out Omar the Chechen. I'm glad we took out Haji Imam. Where did the other 23,000 bombs land? Like, they say that, and there's a great analysis on the council from a person on the Council on Foreign Relations, and he said, look, they said in the beginning there was 30,000 ISIS fighters. They say we killed 25,000 people with our bombs. 23,000 bombs killed 25,000 people, right? Okay, and they say now we still have 30,000 ISIS fighters. So, first of all, and then they say we didn't kill any civilians. They said literally we've killed only 6 civilians. So, how does the math add up there, right? So, yes, from time to time we get an actual bad guy. Great,
yes.
We're all in agreement there. But to Jimmy's point, we've dropped a lot of bombs. Apparently, they still haven't gotten the point.
But President Trump is going to bomb the shit out of them.
Sure,
Yeah,
it'll
that'll
solve a
work.
lot.
That'll work.
This is the Syria is the 7th Muslim country that we've bombed since 9/11, and this latest round of bombing, of course, being brought to us by Nobel Peace Prize winner Barack Obama. For people who enjoy irony with their bombing.
But Jimmy, if we just went to 8 Muslim countries,
One more. So
Right.
we've bombed Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, Libya, Iraq, and now Syria. After 9/11, I feel safer.
and yet we just had the attacks in Belgium. Before that, Paris. And in the meanwhile, San Bernardino, Istanbul, Ankara, Beirut, all these places were still attacked. Let alone London from earlier. Let alone all of the other bombings that have happened throughout the world. Let alone Nigeria, where Boko Haram is doing so much damage, and Somalia, etc. How are we safer? We've been trying bombing since September 11th. 15 straight years, 7 different Muslim countries. And it's a super fair question that Jimmy just asked. Do you feel safer? And if you don't feel safer and we have terrible results, can we at least think about changing the strategy? Wouldn't that be what any rational human being does?